Welcome to Divisive Issues, a foul-mouthed, spoiler-filled comic book podcast where we talk about comics. I'm Sly.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Darryl.
Ho ho ho! It's Christmas again.
Yeah.
Merry holidays.
Originally we were going. I was suggesting we do like happy, fun Christmas stories, like from Marvel and DC over the years. Then I realized like Christmas is shit. This year is shit. Everything is shit. So we're doing more Edgelord Lobo stuff.
It's not that Christmas is shit.
Christmas is pretty
Yeah.
shit. I fucking hate Christmas.
No, Christmas
What?
is great. It's my
Christmas
favorite
is the worst
holiday.
fucking holiday.
Yeah, fuck you, Sly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
fucking-
hear you,
yeah.
Grinch.
It's
Yeah,
snowing
fuck
right now.
Christmas.
It looks beautiful outside. And
Yeah, it's fucking
our
hell.
Christmas
I
tree is
wanna die.
glittering. And
This is my hell, guys. Okay, but anyway, to replicate my feelings, I suggested we do Lobo versus The Authority. It's a kind of a sequel to
No,
Lobo.
it's a
Kind
direct
of?
sequel. They reference the first story.
It's a kind of a sequel because it technically means the first one isn't really canon, but we'll get into it. But
That doesn't matter.
It's like a follow up. I'll say that's
a spiritual successor.
spiritual successor. Yes.
It's a direct sequel.
Yeah, it literally is called like number 2 of what the first one was called.
No, it's not. It's called Jingle Hells. It's called paramilitary special. Phil, get it right.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was number 2.
I thought it was.
It
You're
doesn't
number
matter.
2. You know who's number 2? You guys are. You're all number 2. So anyway,
No, look, it says Paramilitary Xmas 2, Jingle Hell.
Yeah.
Later on, like page 5 or
So
something.
spiritual successor. It's an homage.
okay, whatever. You guys got me. I'm wrong. I'm
I
number 2 all along. That's
You're the
choice.
Grinch, okay?
All right. So anyway, before we get into Lobo find the Authority, we have to get into the Authority first. So to help us do that, Phil.
Just from a non-reader's perspective, when you see what the Authority is, they look like just another fucking like Justice League.
Okay, but they're not. They're not. Okay, maybe just clarify what the Authority is. The Authority are literally the Authority. They're authoritarian superheroes. If there's like evil if there's like an evil government, they'll go in and kill everyone in there. They don't give a shit about governments. They don't give a shit anything. They basically are fucking fascists. Like they are like authoritarians. They and that's one of the big questions about them is like, oh, is this okay to have a team like this? Is it, like the questions about the ethics of this? I think the team is pretty badass.
They were created by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch, right?
Yeah, I think the team is pretty badass. Phil always shits on these fucking powers. You have Jack Hawksmoor, whose power, he's kind of like a reverse druid, where druids get their power from nature. He gets their power from the fucking cities. I think it's fucking badass. The idea of an urban
What is his
druid.
power?
Basically, when he's in the cities, he gets superpowers, and you can
But like
communicate.
what?
Like he gets like let's see,
Strong.
agility, strength,
The strength of concrete.
He can control. He can manipulate infrastructures and architecture. I just think it's cool to have an inverse druid. I think it's fucking nice.
I was shitting on you because the when you say his power is to control cities, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But I do understand the idea of how it's cool to like be like he's like a city mage.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah,
No, that is cool.
And you have Midnighter, which we covered before. He's gay Edgelord Batman. We have Apollo, who is gay Superman, and they're lovers. We have
The Doctor.
the Doctor, who is not Doctor Who. He's he's another cool idea I like. He's basically a shaman, but like he's a shaman. He can communicate with the Earth. He can sense the Earth's feelings, and he can manipulate powers while he's connected to the Earth. But he doesn't act like a fucking like stereotypical shaman. No, he acts like a fucking British punk. He's just like smoking doobies.
Yeah, he's a stoner.
Smoking doobies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you, like 80s?
I just find it cool that he's like a shaman, but he doesn't act like a shaman at all. I like those twists on like conventional characters.
Except his only in what we read, all he does is just smoke a doobie. the whole
No, but
time.
he I once seen the
He
bullets.
partakes in jazz cigarettes.
He turns bullets into perfume when they fly next to him, which I think is cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Swift. I don't know much about Swift, but I think she's just a crazy hawk.
Yeah, she's like
girl
She's like a harpy.
Yeah, exactly, harpy kind of character.
And she watches alien porn. That's what I learned.
Yeah, and engineer
fucking hate
is a
this.
robot that manipulates. She's
Metal.
like a cerebra or type of character can manipulate technology, shit like that. And she's a
Cyborg
cyborg.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really like when you break down their powers, they're much cooler powers than this team actually is.
Yeah.
Like,
Because especially because a lot of them don't, like, Phil and I had no idea what Hawksmoor's power was the entire
I've
story.
never read
It
The
does not
Authority
explain.
either.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I want to do a story that better outline their powers, but they're all 4-parters, so I didn't want to do 4-parters then do a Lobo. That's kind of defeating the point of doing a Lobo special. So I just wanted to use, so when we get into the story, because I think the Lobo story, one of the biggest flaws about it is that it doesn't introduce the characters at all very well. So you see like 8 characters you don't know at all. They don't show them like their names or anything, and you're supposed to know them. Or at least this way you get to see them in costume, so you get to distinguish them a little bit.
Also, I'm starting to understand the stupid appeal of comics in that when I was reading the story, because I had read Midnighter before, I had an anchor point to the story to understand it. So whenever Midnighter was in the scene, I was like, oh, cool, Midnighter, I like him, so I'm going to listen to what he says. Yeah, so it was...
Darryl's becoming a comic fan.
It was
for Midnighter.
Yeah, he's not too bad. I kind of do like him.
Yes, it's happening. So, just real quick, I just want to give the credits. It's written by Robbie Morrison and penciled by Dwayne Turner. I don't know who either of these people are.
Apparently Robin Morrison does because Warren Ellis created The Authority, but Morrison does the follow-up, and it, just based on what the people on this review site said, they got good reviews, so I'm assuming it's good.
Yeah,
so
I love, like, this is very much a Warren Ellis property. I love Warren Ellis, but the only Warren Ellis we've done on this show is Ruins, so longtime listeners know kind of how edgy he can be.
Oh yeah, Warren Ellis is like good. He is like Mark Millar and like Garth Ennis, but the difference between him is that he actually can think, and he actually has likable characters, so it's a big step up.
Yeah, I mean, Warren Ellis has written some of my favorite comics ever, but not...
He did the Castlevania series on Netflix.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I haven't watched that yet.
He's a writer that gets around a lot.
He
He's
did
not like
Transmetropolitan, he did Planetary, he did a lot of really good
and
stuff.
he does stuff like I shouldn't Garth. I do like Garth Ennis for the most part, but unlike Garth Ennis, Warren Ellis actually gets around and does different genres and stuff.
Yeah.
You could read a Warren Ellis stuff and not realize it's a Warren Ellis book. So he's actually like a very versatile writer, and he does stuff for like Marvel and DC. You would not know it's Warren Ellis just reading it.
Yeah. So
okay.
he didn't write this, but he made this.
Yeah.
The story opens up with introducing our team, and they're killing a bunch of like alien robot people who have like dice on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And one of them is like, "You'll never break me," and they're like, "I'm gonna melt your balls."
Apollo Superman's like gonna heat your balls.
Yeah, he's like,
It's
I've
like-
been trained to resist torture, and they're like, oh, good, now we can skip the floor play, and Midnighter's like, can't wait to smell burning pubes, and it's
just like
God.
toasting marshmallows.
I really fucking hate
See,
this story.
this was the first indicator that this is a really, like, stupidly great story, is it has to immediately go for ball torture. And
How is that great? How?
because on the second page, this guy's getting his balls burnt off, and he's going, yeah!
Also, if you could torture their balls, like it's like that's what I like about Authority. They go for what you would do in real life. You would torture somebody. By
I
burning
would-
their balls.
Oh, see, I was gonna say they go for what a middle schooler thinks is awesome.
No, but that's what he did at fucking Casino Royale too. They fucking kept hitting James Bond's balls.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what fucking breaks a man. You break his balls. They really call him a ball breaker when you break somebody's will.
Okay, whatever. It's just like for a cool superhero team, it just doesn't really fly with me. But
No, you don't. Like he used to be fucking like. That's what the Authority is. They don't fucking pander to your image of what a superhero is. They fucking do what needs to be done, Phil. They're fucking nitty and gritty, and they're fucking edgelord as shit. Fucking hardcore, dude.
okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yesterday, I read this yesterday. I was like, did early Sly write this story? Because this is definitely a you kind of story.
Yeah, this is my fucking. I love these books. These are my fucking team.
Oh god, I'm so glad Sly's not a superhero.
I'm so glad Sly's is a fucking idiot. Doesn't count for anything.
So then it cuts to this place called Vice World, which is literally a giant space world, like space station world, that is just like a casino, but it's like the way they, of course, because they have to make an analogy that can appeal to us. It's like Las Vegas, but hardcore in space.
They're like,
Yeah,
come for gambling and sex, or sex and gambling.
And it's
Okay.
so they gamble for like people. They do gladiator matches. They do regular gambling. It's not very inventive, honestly.
There's betting babes that are floating in these like little space hovercraft things that are only wearing like a G-string.
But the thing that's important to us is that they gamble on like whether Earth will survive the invasions they send over.
And also,
Right.
when the Authority shows up, they have the guy's fucking fried balls, and they throw them at the owner of Vice World.
Yeah, but there were a chance.
And there's just like these weird like S&M like gimps around, and then there's like, and then they're like, oh yeah, so we were that invasion. It's funny, right? We were just gambling to see if your world would survive. Like, would you be able to save it? And they're like, it's not funny. And they're like, well, actually, we all according to Kaiku, we wanted you to come here, and then we really launched the real invasion, and now we're actually betting to see if you can go back and save your world. And okay, they leave again,
and then like Midnighter's like, when we come back, we're gonna kill fucking all of you. And
which I was like, why not kill them now?
Because they have to make sure Earth is fucking not completely destroyed before they because
is it really gonna take that long just to kill the leader of Vice World?
They took it for the only reason they take it out easily later on is because of they teleport the bomb to Vice World.
Spoilers.
But you're acting like it was easy. It takes a lot of effort to fucking kill a whole entire satellite full.
No,
of
I'm pretty sure
kids.
one bullet could kill that woman.
That woman, but like the whole entire Vice World complex.
Just kill the leader. It's
But
not like this comic thinks deeper than that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but yeah, it would take time. But why not just shoot her? Whatever.
You can shoot her, but then somebody takes her place. Like
it doesn't matter. Also,
you have to destroy Vice World, which is what they do. That's how you do it right. Authority gets it right. You kill everyone in Vice World and you destroy Vice World. That's why you fucking.
Also,
do.
yeah, as they're coming into Vice World to hang out with them, one of the characters is this Hawksmoor. He just punches the guy's face off. Like
he murders the guy that just opened the door for them.
Like it's really, and also if you remember this from Midnighter, loyal listeners, they just teleport around everywhere by saying door, and a door opens up to wherever they want it to be. Yeah. Like there's no. Like, they can be anywhere they want at any time.
See, that was another thing where I was like, oh, cool, like, I know what this mechanic is, rather than being like, what the hell? How the hell are they doing this? It's like, oh, yeah, he can just go anywhere he wants.
So then we have this second alien invasion 10 times the size of the first one. And it's basically just this big fight scene between Authority and these aliens.
You get a lot of stupid quips like Swift, the harpy lady, picking up a guy and going, come fly with me. And then she's like, whoops, sorry, I forgot you can't.
I really fucking hated that. And then this other guy's like, oh, what the fuck, Transformers? Oh, well, we're about to disguise. Yeah, say it.
The line specifically, he comes over and he sees this big robot shooting a laser into the ground. He goes, yeah, what the fuck is this, Transformers? And then he goes, robots in disguise, robots in deep shit, more like.
How do you love that line?
It's a line I'll make. How do you like me and not like this comic?
What if I don't? What if I don't like you?
The truth comes out. I fucking knew it.
Whoa, guys, spirit of Christmas here.
Well, Christmas is bad, apparently, according to Sly. So
Phil's heart shrunk 3 sizes this day.
Yeah, if Sly likes this and Christmas is bad, therefore the opposite must be true.
So they're fighting these guys and they're beating them up, and then on Vice World, they're like, of course it looks like they're winning, but our secret bomb will blow up their planet or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's what everyone's betting against. They're betting on Authority, so they're like, we're gonna make a lot of money on this bet because we have this secret weapon. Then they all pop in. They're like, "Oh, it's this bomb. It's gonna blow up the planet." And then
it has the power of leveling half a continent, Phil.
Whatever.
Get it right.
And then they fucking blow up Vice World, fucking because they're smart. They don't fucking just kill the leader and create a power vacuum. They fucking destroy everything. They gotta fucking genocide everyone. That's how you fucking handle shit like this, guys.
They even say over the loudspeaker after they teleport the bomb into Vice World, they're like, "I know you people were just betting and didn't actually do this invasion, but you're just as bad. So if you don't escape in the next 10 seconds, you're all fucking dead."
Yeah, it's like they tell everyone. This is like billions of people. They're like, "You were profiting off of this," and it's like, how do you know that? How do you know the culture of Vice World?
The 40 is like it is like a like basically like Rorschach and Watchmen, the visceral satisfaction of seeing these fuck scales coming to them, and like if you're like a liberal piece of shit like we are, you have to think about moral quandaries and implications. But no, you just want to see these fuckers get they fucking better on the road. No, fuck you, you fucking all die. That's how fucking the 40 rolls, motherfucker.
Also, I forgot. I wanted to bring up that when Midnighter he fights the head lady and she's shooting at him, but he keeps like dodging her, and he's like, "Wow, look, you missed. Oh, headshot, yawn. How predictable."
First, she tries to shoot him in the dick, and he's like, "I knew a ball buster like you would try to shoot me there."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that because Midnighter's gay, they have to mention that like they have to make some allusion to it. So she says, "You a gambling man, or is that too heterosexual a vice for you?"
Oh my god.
Which is the most like awful hackneyed way to just put in there like, "Hey, you're gay."
And the only thing the doctor does is they're like, are you too high to remember what you're doing in this fight? Like, literally, like
Yeah.
these jokes.
No, he
are
said
just...
no. He revealed like he made all the bullets into perfume. He says the 40, the sweetest
but,
smell of heroes in the multiverse. He says.
And then he
No,
gets
but I'm
high.
saying someone else says like you're so stoned you can't remember your real name or something.
Yeah, that's because he's fucking stoner, and he's Earth's because the doctor is actually positioned. He's Earth's representative. He's basically like Earth's representative, and he's basically this fucking stoner dude. And I think that's fucking hilarious.
You're ruining that when Midnighter throws the woman out the window, she lands on the floor and dies, and he goes, "Ding dong, the bitch is dead."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that line was pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a fucking viscerally
like
satisfying
exactly
line.
what you picture of like 90s edgy, gritty action. It's like the thing where you buy this comic or your mom buys it for you, but you can't let her know what's inside of it.
Guys, this was 2003.
Yeah, 2003. Also, I know we keep saying Edgelord. Like Edgelord is a way of life, guys. I'm sorry, not all 90s kids just fucking like this shit. Almost every British writer writes like this. You can basically saying Britain is Edgelord. Like I'm sorry, like this is like just our style to just have viscerally satisfying heroes just fuck up shit and curse and stuff.
Like the boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you accusing us of not being inclusive enough to shitlords?
No, but seriously, Warren Ellis, Garth Ennis, Mark
They're
Millar,
shitlords.
even Grant Morrison, every British writer, even Alan Moore to an extent, every British writer has fucking characters that curse, act edgy, smoke.
No, but what if that's the only thing that is of substance in the comic, though? That's
No,
the
but
thing.
it's not. It's also a question of whether this viscerally satisfying. These heroes are like this is viscerally satisfying nature to it, just like there is to Rorschach. But it's a question of whether you deep down you really want heroes to do this shit, which you really don't.
But there
still
isn't
satisfying to
really a
read.
question here in this posed in this book.
Well, this whole issue is just supposed to be these guys just fuck up shit. Like this is,
that's the problem is you have no counterpoint to people blowing up an entire race of
but we
people.
are providing the counterpoint ourselves. Like it's raising the question in ourselves.
Okay, Ding Dong, the bitch is dead. You would never see in Watchmen. Don't compare Alan Moore to these fuckers.
Yeah.
No, fuck you. Like Alan Moore has written much worse shit than this, much dumber shit than this. Like fuck off, Phil. Warren Ellis is a good writer. He writes this. Grant Ennis is a good writer. A lot of people write like this. Just because you don't like this style doesn't mean it's a bad style. I'm sorry.
I'm on your side, Phil.
I think it's bad, but if you don't, it's okay if you don't.
I like it just as an example of something that's like it's just trying so hard to be cool. When you're like the world is more complicated than this, and also you guys are just assholes. All of these guys.
They are assholes. That's the point. They're all pieces of shit, and like a lot of comics make commentary on the fact they're pieces of shit. Like these are not people you want to emulate. Like and these are like the fact that these are all writers that have written like prestige work. They are people that know what they're doing, and you guys are like, no, it doesn't matter at all. We've written this shit.
No,
even
it's
if
still
you're self-aware,
written to
self-aware doesn't matter at all.
glorify
Humor doesn't matter at all. All it is like if I'm reading this as visceral level, as a surface level, and I don't like it, so fuck this book and fuck what people
It's
make
still
it.
written to glorify this stuff, though. Like you can't watch propaganda and be like, "This is actually really good" because it's deconstructing.
But
the
it's not
stuff
propaganda.
That
It's just fucking. It's supposed to be viscerally satisfying on the level that some fiction is supposed to be viscerally satisfying.
I have a question, Sly.
Yes.
I haven't read like because you're referencing like Warren Ellis and like other writers. This is the only authority I've ever read.
This is only 140 I've read too. So like, but I have read Stormwatch and stuff like stuff like that.
I thought that these questions and stuff that you were referencing.
But I have read Stormwatch, and these characters show up in Stormwatch as well. They show up in Stormwatch as well. So I have read Stormwatch.
Okay. So you've read some Stormwatch. Are these
Yeah.
questions asked in other books within this franchise?
The people like the first issue. If we did the one I wanted to do, which was issue 1 of the Warren Ellis one, the first issue is like authority fucking up shit, and people on the news saying like these people are dictators. Like they're fucking literally authority figures.
So I think the disconnect here is this franchise may ask these questions, and maybe that stuff is really great. This issue is dumb.
But I know, but that's why it's great. It's fucking visually satisfying to me. I like it.
Okay.
So there's no satisfaction at all in seeing people try to fuck up our world, and these heroes just come say "fuck you," especially after reading so many comics with Superman saying, "Oh, we have to be reasonable in this." There's no satisfaction at all. You guys are like, "We're so liberal, we can't even enjoy people fucking up."
No, it's not about being liberal. It's not that I don't enjoy the justice vengeance part of it. It's they have to do one-liners as they're doing it.
They have to, because that's why it's fucking. You don't watch '80s movie and enjoy it at all, like Arnold Schwarzenegger films.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna side with Sly on this one. I think this is really fun.
Yes, I got one person on my side.
I think it's fun in a really dumb way, like a really flawed way.
It is, of course it is. It is fun in a dumb way.
I think, okay, let's finish this issue, and then I want to talk about Darryl's review he gave us before we recorded.
So they blow up Vice World, and they're like, they say on the loudspeakers, just so you know, you have 3 minutes to get off this whole space station. Sorry.
Which is like with billions of people all trying to get to escape pods, it's never gonna work.
Most of them are dead. And then he says, just make sure you tell the people where we came from. Authority plays to win. That's an okay
yeah,
line, actually.
that's like the one well-written quip.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
You don't like Transformers and deep shit? I love that one.
Fuck you.
So Darryl messaged us after this, and he said, I think this is the best comic we've ever read on this show. Ever.
He was just being an asshole.
No, it's also, this was like fresh off the reading, and it did like everything wrong it needed to do. So it's like these guys know how to, like, this is a really good bad comic. Like, I was just surprised.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there's any way they could have made it where it was like worse, kinda.
They could have.
No, they could have. Like,
They
no,
could've,
I
they
mean,
could've.
man,
But
Darryl, you have
worse-
no idea what bad writing is. We have to go
No,
do some real 90s shit.
I
Like,
mean-
you have no idea what good writers doing 90s,
I mean-
90s schlock is. Like seriously, you just think you have no metric for this shit. We have to go do some real 90s shit. And
I
you'll
mean, worse
crying to us saying, "I'm sorry, Sly, you were right. This is good, well written fucking 90s."
We
schlock."
really have to do some, like, deep, mindless 90s shit.
I meant worse without being like stuff that you want to stop reading.
Oh,
Okay, yes, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's what
like,
that's the appeal of
Jesus,
it.
guys.
Yeah, he was trying to respond though. You were just yelling.
Yeah,
They watch like Transformers films and say this is the worst films can offer. When in reality, there are much worse that films can offer. Like there's camera work and fucking CGI that goes on Transformer.
like I put like worse in quotations. Like this is the kind of like this is the what you want the bottom of the barrel to be kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's very fair.
Cool. That was the introduction to Authority. I was not looking forward to watching. Well, I kind of was looking forward to watching Lobo kill them.
Watching so our viewers can see all this watching we're doing.
Yeah.
So now this is the Authority versus Lobo Paramilitary Special 2 Jingle Hell.
And it's written by Giffen and drawn by what's his name?
So it's written by Keith Giffen and Alan Grant, who they did the last one, right?
Yeah, and I find it funny because Ryan loves Keith Giffen, and he knows he's a fucking joker, but he can't. Like, Ryan refuses to accept that Lobo is a fucking joke, played up to 19th degree. It's a fucking joke, right? And Giffen writes jokes all the time, but this one, you're like, I'm gonna take it straight.
It's funny because Lobo, I can get behind more than Authority because I'm like, there's like that, there's that line of when is it so much of a parody that you can just laugh at it, and when is it taking itself seriously? And with Lobo, I'm like, there's no serious thing about him.
Yeah, Lobo doesn't take himself seriously. He's not sanctimonious.
Over the years, Sly is slowly convincing me that Lobo is funny. But the only time I've ever enjoyed Lobo is when he's like the foil to other people. Like in Giffen's Justice League, he's like this, and the Justice League is like, what do we do with this whole thing?
Yeah, I honestly agree with that. I do like Lobo more when he's with a straight character that, like, what the fuck is happening?
And also Lobo and Guy Gardner together is like the greatest thing ever. But whatever. And
Alright, so getting into this fucking
and the
story.
art is done by Simon Bisley.
What weird art.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the art at all. Like, it's
I like it for this book. It's very out there. And
Yeah,
weird.
it's like considering the story and the subject matter, it's like, why not go weird? It's so like, I guess Mark Millar had a point with Unfunnies. It's like, why not have shit art for like a shit story?
like, I think this is a poor man's version of the the paramilitary special art. I think that one was over the top while being more aesthetically pleasing.
So let's see what happens in this fucking.
All right, so it opens up. Apollo is on the Authority's watchtower, like just like a satellite that hovers over Earth and watches over everything. He's trying to read to his adoptive daughter Jetty the night before Christmas, but Midnight is having trouble with the Christmas lights. He's getting himself tangled up. And Apollo tries to help him out.
Why?
So they get tangled up, and then they get tangled up together. And Apollo's like, "Is that a fucking boner you have?" And Midnighter's like, "Yeah."
Oh, you naughty boy! And then he starts rubbing up against Midnighter. And Midnighter's like, "Damn it, not now."
Well, she walks away, thankfully. It's like,
well, that
Jesus,
means
guys.
it's probably because she sees this enough that she's like, "Fuck."
Show some self-control.
See, this is what the Republicans are worrying us about. We've all these gay people having sex all the time in front of their kids. That's why you got to stop. It's like a stereotype of people expect gay people to act around kids.
Both this comic and the last comic are like super horny.
Yeah, it is. Oh, this comic especially, I think.
Like it's like a guy that like couldn't masturbate for a whole month is writing this, and it's just like he's so frustrated.
Yeah, Swift, the Harpy lady. Jenny walks in on Swift and she's looking at porn, and she's like,
It's
I'm
like
at porn, get the fuck outta
alien
here.
porn.
Yeah, like
yeah,
weird
it's
alien
weird.
porn.
And it's like a matching service too. So it's like, welcome, Hot Waddy 69. You have 29 million matches.
Yeah.
Jack Hawksmore's busy having sex, so he's like, sorry, get out of here, kid. The doctor's smoking weed, so he's like, oh, they'll kill me for them. They know I let you into my room. So Jenny's bored, so she goes and says, off on her own, and it says, if I get eaten by monsters or molested, it's all your fault.
Molested by a priest. Literally, this 8-year-old is saying, if I get molested by a priest, it's all your fault.
And she also calls them all fuckers. Like, if you grew up around the fucking authority, you're gonna talk like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuckers.
That's true.
I think Sly might have grown up with the authority.
I think I grew up with a lot of Edgelord shit. So.
Yeah, this is actually the story of Sly. He was this child.
This is Sly's secret origin.
This is what happens when you grow up on Korn and Eminem and fucking like Lobo. So
That's
I'm the result
that's
of that.
very true. Yeah, I can see how you turn out like this.
I can see what a horrible tragedy pop culture is inflicted on
Yeah.
you, Sly.
Boom, bop, ba-ding.
It's too late for you, but
She finds the Lobo paramilitary Christmas
Wait,
special.
first she goes. There's just one panel where she goes into storage, and there's like 3 phalluses on this page. There's
I
like a
missed that
finger
part.
that's
Yeah,
a
there
penis,
are.
and a tentacle that's a penis, and this thing
Yeah.
that has 3 balls on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of penises here.
yeah, I didn't understand really.
Yeah, but she finds the paramilitary special, and she starts shaking up the whole entire satellite, and it turns out she has like psychic powers, and she, like later on they reveal she can manipulate reality. That she's a super powerful psychic
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, of course it's a child that can like rewrite the whole universe.
Yeah, and so she says like, this guy killed Santa. You have to find him and kill him for me, authority. And so she wants them to go kill Lobo. And meanwhile, Lobo's at a space casino. He's gambling at a roulette table.
It's another casino place, and one of the billboards has Royal Flush, piss your money away, but it's written in 3 different fonts, which is really weird. I'm just like, this is just a shit book.
Real flush, piss your money away. This is the casino that says sex and gambling or gambling and sex.
Oh,
with
I was
twin
wrong.
stars. It wasn't Vice World. It was Siberius Prime.
There's also a Poker Palace.
Oh,
Poker.
But anyway, back to the casino. The actual casino Lobo is gambling, and
Casino
he
Lobo.
basically he's cutting out this guy's organ. He captures this guy for a bounty, but the bounty is worth shit apparently. So he's cutting up his organs and putting them out in front of the table as collateral. And the people at the table only buy if it's fresh. So the guy's still alive and he's screaming, "Please kill me!" as he's cutting out his organs.
No, as he's cutting off his dick and balls.
Yeah,
'Cause
the last part, he's like, "How much for the dick and balls?" He's
Yeah,
like,
it's
2,000 credits.
It's Slim and the twins. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
The alien's like, what does that mean?
So he cuts off his piece while he's still alive and he's screaming for death. Eventually, Lobo loses enough that the guy's dead, and he's like, you win some, you lose some, and he walks out. And the giant tapeworm walks up to him saying, "Oh, we have an offer for you, Lobo, but we need to talk in private." So Lobo takes a gun and shoots everyone around him.
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe this either. I'm like, he kills everyone.
Yeah. And so then he goes to the place that these tapeworms live in. It's this weird triangle.
Yeah, pyramid.
floating
This
thing.
was such a weird side because everything else in the story is really dumb, and then this is like almost building to an interesting idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
That this pyramid is the tapeworm god because it birthed them and housed them. But recently,
I'm assuming this is actually from a 40 comic.
oh,
Yeah.
you know,
it has
yeah,
to be.
You're right.
I'm assuming that's a premise from his 40 comic. And you see Lobo's world where he's fucking cutting out people's balls for casino collateral, and the 40's world where they're having this tapeworm that views the organism they live in as a god, and they say like they killed God, we have to kill them now.
Yeah. So they hire Lobo to go kill the authority.
Yeah, and Lobo mentions that he meant God, and this ain't God, so that's a funny trivia note. That
Yep,
Lobo's
God
not
ain't cat food, I believe he says.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause-
Verbatim.
since they killed God, it's just this big floating organic pyramid around Jupiter, and they're basically saying, "Hey, you've been betting on organs, right? If you kill the authority for us, we'll give you God's body, so you can chop up his organs and gamble with them."
Yeah. And I just find it funny that not only did Kyle Rayner meet God, but so Lobo. That's the tier of people meeting gods in DC. They come back to the 40. The 40 is like, this is just fucking kid stuff, this comic. We have to try to tell Jenny there is no Santa Claus. We have to get her off this fucking kick she's on. So Midnight's like, I'm gonna tell her because I'm Batman. I'm the gay Batman, so I gotta be the harsh one. Apollo's like, you have to be sensitive, Midnighter. You don't have to be Superman and be nice. But Midnight's like, no, we have to tell her how harsh the real world is. So he teleports her to the North Pole. He's like, see, there's no Santa Claus. But then they see the remains of Lobo's massacre here, where all the fucking elves are dead and on pikes. And
I love this scene actually. I fought the bow and the bow won.
yeah, the graffiti on the wall.
It's spray painted on the wall, spelled wrong. Merry Xmas.
Yeah, and speaking of people being horny, engineer goes to Jack while they're doing this and says, "Hey, it's Christmas Eve now, guys. Jack, wanna fuck me?"
So weird.
And then
And
like
her,
to connect
her
with the
nipples are like
to connect with the ship, she like her hair goes out and like goes because she's like a mechanical. Her hair goes out and touches the ship, but then she has like 2 wires that just go into her nipples.
Yeah, and start protruding as she says, like, "Don't do me, Jack." But then as they're saying this, they get news that everyone on Earth is fucking dead all of a sudden. They're like, "What the fuck?" The doctor comes and says, like, "Yeah, I just felt it too. Everyone's fucking dead on Earth." And Midnight comes and says, "Yeah, fuck it, everyone's dead in North Pole. North Pole's real and everyone's dead in it."
Well, actually, not everyone's dead in the North Pole.
But for now, that's what I think. But they say like everyone is apparently dead. Everyone's zombies now. Like
in 1 second this happened. So
Yeah,
they're like, who could it be? It has to be Jenny, I guess.
yeah. Jack goes to North Manhattan and says, "Oh, everyone in Manhattan's a zombie." And he starts puking because he feels all the fucking vile sickness in the city because he's a fucking badass.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, I thought he was just really sensitive to like genocide.
No one's fucking 40 is sensitive. Like we don't give a shit.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So then they go. Midnight is still at the North Pole, and they get attacked by zombie elves, fairies, and
Frosty the Snowman?
Frosty Snowman, and skeleton reindeers.
Yeah.
They say technically there's only 1 skeleton reindeer that's alive, but
just
I
Prancer.
count 2 in the
There's two. Yeah.
They said there's only one.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I look disconnect between the artist and the writer.
Yeah, come on, guys.
But yeah, so Midnight said, "Be forewarned, I know the moves you already make. I already fought this fight in my head, and you all go down before you even moved." And the elves just turned to each other saying, "What did he say? What the fuck did he say?" I stopped listening to forewarned. Let's just fucking kill him.
Yeah.
So Darryl, did you like this because you knew about Midnighter's computer brain and
Yeah,
he
I
watches
was like,
the fights?
well, I was actually interested in this comic because I'm like, okay, Prometheus beats the Justice League. Midnighter beats Prometheus. And if Lobo beats the Authority, does that mean that Lobo's the strongest person in the universe?
Well, they reveal later on that he's apparently unkillable, like he actually died and came back.
Yeah, he dies all the time. Like every Lobo story, he fucking dies. Just last year, in the writer of Midnighter that we read, in his Justice League book, Batman blew up Lobo's head, and Lobo was like, "Thanks, I needed that wake-up call."
But yeah, so Midnight off-screen kicks their asses and brings them as prisoners back to the satellite. And so meanwhile, Lobo accepts the tapeworm deal, and he takes a lick of one of the Authority's leftovers, and that lets him find their scent.
It's their ship is like bioorganic?
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned that actually. I don't know if it was this comic or the Lobo or the Authority Zero, but they mentioned like we don't want to make the carrier mad. Like, no, it was like this. If the carrier smells something, it'll buck like a horse or something. So it must be like somewhat sentient.
Yeah.
Yeah, he calls it a trans ship. And I do believe they said it was sentient.
Yeah, so Lobo rides off on his space fucking motorcycle, and meanwhile, a fucking clearly it's not
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer shows up.
Is that Silver Surfer or a
It's not
DC
Silver Surfer because they don't have the rights to it, but it's basically Silver Surfer. Like it's a golden Silver Surfer. And he says, "I can but dream of the day which such a vehicle is mine to command."
That was my favorite part of this comic, to be honest. Because it's Lobo riding a motorcycle through space, smoking a cigarette, and then this fucking rip-off Silver Surfer like going like, "Wow, what a cool guy."
Yeah. So they interrogate the fucking the Authority interrogates the zombie pixies and stuff, and basically they find out that all the stuff that happened in the comic happened for real. If you die in the comic, you die in real life. And the doctor's like, this means that fucking Jenny brought the comic out to here because she believes in the comic. That means she made it real to happen to us. And before they can rationalize what this means, Lobo shows up and he fucking murders all the fucking pixies. And Apollo's like, why the fuck would you kill him? Like, what purpose would you have? And then he's
What
like,
homicidal monster would do this?
Yeah.
And he says, three guesses, barf bag.
Yeah. And you discount Saddam Hussein, Idi Amin for starters. And
and he punches Apollo in the face.
And you're saying like 40 had dumb fucking lines. Like this one has shit like you're gonna say uncle, and Lobo says your uncle's a girl.
This wasn't trying to
your
impress me
uncle's
as
a
much as it was actually just because I feel like whenever Lobo appears, it's just dumb.
Yeah,
It's just pure dumb,
like
yeah.
like this doesn't take itself seriously. The Authority does.
Yeah.
To an extent, it doesn't take it itself as goofy.
The issue started with them talking about the smell of burnt pubes. I don't know if I'm gonna consider
Yeah, it's
it,
not fucking like a straight commentary, guys. Yeah, and then they start gang up on him. And he says, "A gangbang, huh? Count the main man in." But eventually they beat him, and this is one joke I found really funny. Jenny walks up to him and says, "You mean clown? You killed Santa!" And she calls upon the door. So he says, "You killed Santa, door!" And Lobo's like, "I killed Santa, door, huh?" And they teleport him away.
I did laugh at this.
I thought that was funny. So that way, does anyone win, or is it that Jenny just stops the fight?
Jenny just stopped the fight, but they were kicking his ass, like, by the end.
Yeah.
And then Jenny shows him the comic saying, you killed Santa, you piece of shit, while they're in the North Pole now. And Lobo's like, "What do you know? I didn't think there's any more of these." And he says, like, "It was a license deal. Did in the old days, think it'd be good for my image." And he says, "Santa ain't real, so I can't kill Santa Claus. Because he ain't real. But since you made him real, little lady, you killed Santa Claus."
I like that a lot.
And she basically says, "No," and she explodes Lobo's fucking face off.
Yeah.
And basically, what the 40 does is they blackmail Lobo by saying, "A little girl beat you up." So
They
like,
take Polaroid pictures of her standing on top of Lobo's defeated body, and they're like, "What do you think? Like, when everyone sees this, it'll be a real rep killer, huh?"
yeah. And she said, so she's like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Okay, fine, you guys, but you know what? That little girl, she fucking killed everyone on Earth. That's pretty badass. When she's legal, give me a call, huh?" And he drives off. Yeah.
And then somebody's like,
It's the doctor. He's like, "No, that's something to look forward to." And it's like, Jesus.
yeah,
Such a
and they
fucking
say
creep,
like,
Doc.
yeah, they said you made that even creepier.
Yeah. And so then everyone's like, "Oh, everything's fixed now. Jenny made the world back again, and everyone's happy. We're all happy, celebrating Christmas, having a Christmas tree." But Jenny's fucking crying in the corner, and it ends with,
Yeah, it's 'cause-
"Merry fucking Christmas."
Which is so weird because, it ends with the kid crying.
Yeah, that's what the comic is supposed to do. Remember the original Lobo's Christmas Spectacular says, like, if you want your kids not to be happy and ready for Christmas, read them this comic and make them be scared
Yeah.
for Christmas. So
The
the
first
comic
one had like people killing their parents.
yeah.
It is truly a spiritual successor.
Yeah. So that's how you get into the sly Christmas mood, and that ends our story. Merry fucking Christmas.
Ooh, boy.
So, guys, was the Authority versus Lobo or Lobo's Kill Santa better?
I don't know.
I think Lobo Kill Santa was better.
Yeah? I agree. Darryl?
I feel like I don't know, because I'm so far away from that. You can kind of almost remember it fondly, where I remember just not liking it. I remember being impressed with the adaptation, the video adaptation of it, but like
Yeah.
the comic itself was dumb. And at least this had Midnighter.
Oh my god. They also, in this comic, the Lobo one, they do make more gay jokes about him.
Yeah.
Like, Lobo's like, "Are you gonna blow me? I don't mean that literally, lol. Don't do that, you gay man." Like,
Yeah, it's pretty egregious.
Yeah,
But that's Lobo.
but I like Midnighter as a character.
That's Lobo. Lobo's just fucking like Eminem or Korn in a nutshell in a comic book.
yeah. No,
Okay, I say that the previous Spectacular is better for me because it's more self-contained. I do think the first couple pages are really weak because they don't tell you who anyone in the Authority is. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't know anyone in the Authority, you just see all these strangers show up, and one guy's having sex, one guy's looking at porn, and you don't even get a good look at them because all the coloring is weird on the
Yeah.
Authority ship. So like that's why I wanted
this
us to do a
art.
40-0. Just so we can know visually, be able to, like, when we're referring to them, we won't be guy number 2 and then guy number 3, so we
Yeah,
know
absolutely.
Jack and this guy who they are.
So, Sly, should we do more Authority that's not this?
Yeah. So we should do the more 40 because first of all, it gives you more insight to what the Authority is. Also, one book we've wanted to do for a long time is Superman, What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way.
Oh, are we gonna compare them?
Yeah, we should
Have
because
we never?
Oh my God.
You guys haven't done that?
no,
No.
What was the one where Superman just walks?
Grounded.
yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
I
one.
thought that's what that was.
No, Superman. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way? DC made a parody of the authority called the Elite, and basically the Elite are basically the visceral satisfaction I talk about. Everyone feels from the Elite. The Elite fucking aren't afraid to fuck up. Dictators, they're not afraid to fuck up. Aliens, they don't give a shit about diplomacy. They don't give a shit about this, and they're willing to kill. So Superman's like, but don't we care about civility and superheroes not killing and stuff like that? And maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I'm outdated, and that's a question of Superman whether he should change his methods or not.
It's my favorite Superman story, and it's the one that has the quote that Darryl's mom made a quilt of for me.
Yeah.
Oh, what is which one quote is that? The one about the last quote?
Dreams. Well, I mean, save it for the episode.
Yeah, save for the episode. So yeah, that'll be. Look forward to that, guys. True believers, stay tuned, true believers.
For fascism
So-
versus Superman.
Yeah,
I have
Yeah.
an announcement, guys. I'm quitting the podcast.
as long as
get
Sly's
outta
still on
here.
it. If Sly leaves and we start reading books he likes, I can stay on it. But if Sly's still on, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
We don't need Midnighter haters here.
I think we're far enough into the show that, Phil, you have to explicitly state that that's a joke, because no one can tell anymore.
I am joking. I am not leaving this episode.
I'm leaving. Well, next time we do, you'll be leaving next episode when we do Wanted.
Yes.
You're
Oh,
gonna
God.
miss this fucking comic when we do Wanted.
So, as Sly spoiled, next week is going to be our New Year, not next fortnight, is going to be our New Year's special, which, just like last year, we're doing back issues. So, we're going to make Phil and Darryl read a book that we covered before they were on the show. And this year, we're making them read Wanted.
Do you know, I actually,
Mark Lowry book.
literally yesterday in class, I had a student ask me. He was like, I saw this movie where like this woman like spun her gun and like the bullets curved. Like, do people really do that? And I was like, are you talking about what?
Do you say that people do that in real life? Like
Yes. And I'm like, that's not real. Just so you know.
But that's
Also, if you're looking forward to people curving bullets, that's not in Wanted the comic. The movie has barely anything to do with the comic. The movie's actually good. So you're gonna be. I should quench any good expectation you have right now.
yeah. I was gonna say it's like that was a part of the reason why I wanted to read it. I like that idea.
Me too. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
It's like the guy in Rurouni Kenshin that he punches with his like the tips of his knuckles first, or like on his fingers, and then his knuckles, and it's a double punch that's like 10 times as strong as a regular punch.
What Wanted the comic is, it's Old Man Logan was a beta test for Wanted. It's a world where supervillains won as well, but imagine it's just Mark Millar taking it to the extreme. Like they can rape for fun, they can murder people for fun.
It,
Like,
to this day, is the least favorite thing of mine we've ever done on this show. I hate it so much.
I like how Ryan's so positive. He doesn't say it's the most hated thing. It's the least favorite. I love everything. That's my
I
least
hate
favorite.
it very much. I hate it very,
All
very
right,
much.
you have to be more visceral, Ryan. You have to be more authoritarian.
Yeah.
Just
You gotta
kill
get
Sly when you disagree with them.
the sly Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Is there anything else we have to talk about?
No.
Merry Christmas. Hope we all hope here at Divisive Issues that next year is filled with good comics and good reading.
Yeah.
Do we?
And,
Good
you know,
comics don't make good episodes.
I mean, who knows? We'll always have bad comics, Phil. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I want to, instead of a regular comrade plug, I'm gonna be a little self-serving, and I'm gonna plug our other show on the network, Oops, I Talk Politics, because I just did an episode that everyone has told me is maybe our best episode, including the other hosts of the shows who weren't on it, like Sly. So I spoke with Helen from Falling in Love Montage and 2 listeners about sexual harassment and sexual assault. And let me just say the conversation is a little bit more serious and nuanced than Lobo fighting Santa Claus. And I think it was a really, really good conversation, and everyone should check that out at comradradio.com or our website, franzradio.com, where you can find all of our episodes, including last year's Lobo Christmas special and last year's Wanted episode.
All right. So thank you all for listening to Divisive Issues. I've been making a creepy moment even creepier.
I've been harnessing the power of a city itself.
I've been smoking a fat doobie.
And I've been a robot in deep shit, am I right?
Staying continuity.